Kendrick dragged Drake for an entire year. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, it's been about a year. About a year that Kendrick dragged Drake, I'm going to say by the braids. He's been dragging that boy all around the playground for at least a full year. It has never been a question. I think around the only time where even I was like, okay, Drake might be up, was when Kendrick was still finishing the touches on Euphoria, most likely Meet the Grams, 616 in LA, Not Like Us. And he claimed he did 5 + 5, right? He did allegedly has 10 diss records. So at the time, the only time it looked like Drake was up was when he came out with push-ups and there was no, quote unquote, no response, right? Drop. And then he dropped, what's this thing with the Tupac voice, right? And the Snoop Dogg voice, right? Only time it looked like Drake was up was when Kendrick was silent. Remember? Now, after he responded, it's been a playground drag. Like that was the slap, you know, like they do in the French. They take a glove and they just slap you across the cheek. See what you're going to do? We saw J. Cole jump out there. Grand opening, grand closing, right? Jumped out there with his goofy record, 7-minute drill, right? Should have made it the 0-minute drill because that joint was trash. And a lot of us were trying to root for Cole, but he gave us nothing to believe in because a few days later, he backed out the battle himself, sheepishly apologized and said it was the wackest thing, and also offered his chin out to take whatever Kendrick would dish out to him. Immediately punked out. Right? I'm just going, it is what it is. I don't care. All of you new age, new wave dudes that's trying to tell me that I'm the Neanderthal, like I like to say, that is encouraging black on black violence, get out of here. This is just a rap battle. He backed out like a sucker and it would never, it's always going to be a stain on his career. And whatever album he dropped, he's going to have to address that all over again, but we don't want to hear it. Please don't address it no more. We heard the goofy Port Antonio track. It's a thumbs down for me, dog. I'm just going to be honest, right? So, as we move forward, we got the Drake side-eyeing Cole and coming out with his, he dropped his, it didn't even have no name yet, push-ups, allegedly. We thought it was AI, and then when people started liking it, I wasn't one of them, but people started liking it, saying it was whatever, and I was like, it's okay, right? But I didn't think it was like, this is not winning. Like that is still harder to be, just in my opinion. I'm sure some of you, I know a few of you say Push-Ups was the hardest song in the battle. I mean, from Drake's side, right? I don't feel like that was one of the hardest songs, but some of you did. He leaked it. Then when people said it was good, he claimed it, touched it up, changed some of the lines, which is crazy to me. I don't know what kind of world we living in where you can drop a diss record, let it marinate, and then go back, change some lines, and then change a little bit of you clean the mix up, then put it out for DSPs. Like, yo, what we doing, gang? Like, but that's what happened. I mean, we saw it, right? So he put it out, he claimed it, slapped his name on it, called it Push-Ups. At that point, the battle was on and popping because 7-minute drill came, no response from Kendrick. Then this Push-Ups comes, no response from Kendrick, right? Then he comes and drops another one. He drops the Tupac nonsense with the AI, which in theory is not that bad of a concept. It's just awful. Right? If you could think like, yo, that would be cool that Tupac would call Kendrick, right? It's great. Snoop would call Kendrick and whatever, but no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be battling. You're not supposed to be mocking these legends, making them talk for you, and you're using your voice, and then he released the one with his real voice without the effects on it, which made it even worse. And then try to say that Kendrick called the Tupac a state to have it removed. It was a whole bunch of nonsense, gang. It was just, what are we doing? Why? What's happening right now? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So, but at the time, I was like, you know what? If we got to count it fair, he did drop 2, Kendrick dropped 0. Let's just be honest. So it was on and popping. And like that verse, he said, listen, ain't no big 3, it's big me. Now it's time to show what's going on. We already had 1 out of the big 3 drop on his own accord. J. Cole, so it was just the big two going battle for battle. And we knew Drake was mad at Cole for leaving him out there. He's like, I thought we was going to do this together, gang. What happened? You was supposed to bomb first, then I was going to bomb second. Boom, boom. Right? They didn't know that this guy was loading up a whole daggone Death Star. Right? He was going to nuke everything, destroy the whole planet that these two fools was on. So we had a little bit, I don't know, how many days was it? 17 days? I don't know what it was. Something like that. Academics every day. Oh, 16 days, no drop from Kendrick. 17 days. Like every day, Academics was counting the days. Yada, yada, yada. And Drake was on cloud nine, but he just didn't know that stuff that he wrote and that stuff that he thought was going to be the new back-to-back was going to get washed up really quickly soon as Euphoria dropped. And the gang, listen. You know how many people was like, Kendrick dropped when that Euphoria came out? And I think we all listened to that thing probably 20 times. I had to do a breakdown. I got the lyrics. They good. Shout out to Genius. I don't know who be putting these lyrics up. It'd be like 5 minutes later, the lyrics is up. I don't know who does that, but the lyrics was up. Everybody was dissecting the lyrics. If you were a YouTube creator, you had them lyrics in your hand. You were breaking it down. And a lot of us got to where we are today because of that damn song. Just be honest. That battle lifted us up, right? So with that being said, Euphoria put a real battery in the battle because it didn't win the battle, but it made it very interesting because now the ball's in your court. And I'm just going to be honest, I've never seen a game played this way. I've never seen a battle in history. This was the most, I've never seen an official move this strategic, where as soon as Drake dropped his next song, Kendrick was ready in 20 minutes with his release. We've never seen this ever. This is impossible in the back in the day because we had to wait for the CD or some radio station had to get it and play it, and then it had to spread across the country. No, this guy, Drake dropped Family Matters. He had a whole concept video. He had the Good Kid, Mad City van, crushing that. Boom, da-da-da. He's like, what it say when it start off? Why don't you stop saying the word nigga? Like he just came like bang. It was like, oh snap, your boy going in. He said N-word because we didn't want to hear him say nigga no more, right? Which is kind of the sentiment, let's just be honest. But it's whatever. So he drops this Family Matters, gang. We've never seen somebody play chess this way. As soon as he dropped that Family Matters, Academics is still on stream going nuts about this thing. He's bobbing his head and people in his chat, Kendrick drop. He's looking like, wait, no, come on. Cut this boy music off in the middle of streaming. Put on, what was it, 616? No, it was Meet the Grams, I'm sorry. Meet the Grams. We didn't even want to hear Family Matters no more. We ain't want to hear Family Matters no more. Then he had the little screen, the little picture of the little shirt with the OJ Simpson looking gloves. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what it meant. But it was intriguing. And then we got, what was the Prince, the guy on Twitter, the Riddler over there. It was just crazy, gang. It was insane. It was a time to be alive, gang. If you wasn't plugged in, I feel sorry for you because this is never going to happen again. He drops this damn Meet the Grams, talking to your son, talking to your moms, talking to your dad, talking to your daughter, talking to you. And a lot of you people wanna get tripped up on the quote-unquote fact that there is no daughter. First of all, let's just say this. We still haven't, I don't know. We haven't proven that there wasn't no daughter, right? We haven't proven that there was. Drake said that there's no daughter. Drake credibility kind of shot at this point, gang. So the only thing you got to say that it ain't no daughter is that she is not speaking up. There's some girl out there saying she's a daughter, but no. If he really got a daughter, there's a mean bag riding on her not being able to say nothing, gang. So he can come out on this story and say, oh, if I got a daughter, let me know, call me, let me tell her, get at me, right? Making fun of the situation. But I promise you, if there's a daughter out there, there's a mean bag waiting on her that makes her not say nothing, right? It's a lot of money up front, a lot of money down the line to be quiet, NDAs and all that, right? And I remember somebody sent me a link to a 106 in Park episode where I don't remember, it was Free or somebody on there, Lala, whoever, congratulating Drake on his daughter, right? That's been scrubbed since. So listen, ain't nothing been proved, gang. Just gonna be honest with you. So all of that was dropped on him in Meet the Grams, and a lot of us was like, This thing over. But you know, these Drake fans, what you mean over? What you mean over? My boy coming back, da-da-da. By the 616 in LA, this thing was cookie crook. Your boy was responding too slow. Whatever they was writing over there in the OVO shop, it's taking too long. He already cooked you. He already got Dennis. He got the mom. He got the kid. He got the daughter that we don't even know is real. Then he got you. And everybody was dissecting his rhymes. Drake didn't give us nothing to really dissect. It was too easy. It was too light. It wasn't a lot going on in them raps. Now, he said some foul shit, and I got a whole video coming out about a lot of the foul shit he said. Cause I don't know why he's suing, because he said this shit first. His rhymes dropped first. Let's just be honest. He bombed on him with Family Matters. He bombed on him in the other one. So it wasn't like he didn't say some foul shit himself. But at the end of the day, we had to sit there and dissect this whole thing with this Family Matters. But, Meet the Grams, it was too much. The 616, it was just too much, gang. By then, we realized this boy ain't had nothing for him. Whatever they still trying to put together, put pen and paper, or they trying to catch a vibe and do this is over. So your boy realized, I can't really win this. And he realized that the culture was riding and it looked bad. And a lot of people I know, a lot of Drake fans, right? I always tell you about my brother-in-law. He's a big Drake fan. And one thing he said to me, this was last summer, he said, it ain't fair. They're not treating him fair. They're not being fair to him. You know it. Be honest. He's like, they're not being fair. Whatever he does is wrong. Whatever Kendrick do right. You guess what that is? That's the culture has chosen a side. No, it's not fair. Because no, they don't like him. They don't want him to win. They want him to lose. He been winning so long. No, it's not that he been winning so long. It's that the stuff he was doing to stay where he was at to win was the problem. The things he was doing, all the subbing and all the sleeping with dudes' girls and all the getting dudes beat up and all that stuff started to come back, and people started to be like, this dude's an awful person. All of the deceit, all of the lies, all of the miscommunications, and all of the things where he was ignoring all of these signs, and then the alluding to Triple X's death like he has something to do with it. All that stuff put things in a better perspective for people to be like, I don't know about this guy. Kendrick is over here doing things in a very, very artistic hip-hop way. And it started to seem like Drake was up here stealing people's songs, getting people to write for him, taking people's records that had nothing to do with him. He come and take your record anyway. A less artist, he's jumping on remixes that's already hot. It was like, yo, you're really kind of, it looked kind of like a vulture. You're kind of like swooping in. You're scouting talent from up high. We already heard a bunch of stories of dudes on SoundCloud getting found and getting brought into the camp, and then they're writing for you, and now their career is on hold. Right? They're not being brought in, right? They're not being brought in to be the next act on the OVO sound. They're being brought in to be on the OVO underground, because nobody's going to hear them. They're only going to hear whatever they wrote out of his mouth, right? Let's just be honest. Which one of these guys has made it? Weeknd had to leave, right? And now they're mortal enemies. They're bitter enemies because the dude had to leave to get his own thing popping. And some people say some of that music that he left with, he never recreated it. He never had the sound that good. And this guy, Weeknd, let's just be honest, he's still doing numbers, gang. I'm talking about numbers. So he had his own talent. He had to get away from it. So what happened was the culture was telling this guy, yeah, you kind of low key. There's really nothing you can really say or do. We're not going to judge this thing fair. We're giving it to Kendrick. No matter what you say and do. It's just a fact. His diehards were all in the comments trying to make it into something it wasn't, but it didn't work. They tried to say it was bots and all this other stuff. Nobody cared. None of it mattered. So he came out with this Defeatist record where he lied in the record and he told stories that even in the same exact record, he's like, we don't know the clowns you getting your stories from. The Heart Part 6, right? He tried to play with Kendrick's name and he tried to use his freaking song title and destroy it forever, because once he did that, now if you type it in, it's going to come up with his shit. It's all strategic, but the shit was weak because the dude came out with his own shit anyway, which people that wasn't sure he was ever going to continue the Heart Part whatever's, he came out with his own, and it's already eclipsed that thing. That thing is like a bad freaking nightmare. It's a bad stain on hip-hop, that Heart Part 6. But in the Heart Part 6, he tried to tell us, whoever gave you them stories, was clowns. And then the next verse, he said, we planted the stories. And I'm going to be honest, gang, I didn't know a lot about Drake. I tell this story all the time. I didn't know much about Drake's personal life, how he's not always 100 when it comes to things. So I low-key was like, damn, if they really gave Kendrick the story, he's like, you're dumb and reactionary. If they really gave Kendrick this and he ran with it, man, that's messed up. Drake actually won. If he fed Kendrick a story and Kendrick came up with a whole rap, then come to find out, no, dude, you didn't do nothing. We clearly realized that you wasn't telling the truth. By freaking a couple hours, half the internet was like, bro, no, nigga, no, right? As you started dissecting the whole thing, like, none of this making no sense. I was like this within hearing the joint 2 times. I was like, well, if you knew that the articles from the suitcase that he used on the cover, you try to say that those articles, you gave those articles to him from your mole who he thought was on his side, but you gave him the mole and you gave him the articles and it was all an elaborate hoax. Why did you let it go so far? The very day he dropped Meet the Grams with that artwork, you should have came up holding the same artwork. You would have won the battle instantly. It would have been an instant KO. If he drops Meet the Grams with the OJ gloves and the shirt that y'all try to say, y'all, it was all these inside jokes in the shirt. That means they had a think team sitting there looking at these pictures that Kendrick had of his father's belongings, because his father's suitcase got to somebody, sold it to Kendrick some kind, or got it to him, however they got it to him, right? And everybody thought the prince who gave Kendrick the because the prince came out, whoever this guy was, they was saying that the prince was really Kendrick in a hotel room in Brooklyn, like because he took a picture of all the stuff, and in the background you can see the skyline of Brooklyn. So they started saying it's Kendrick, he's in a hotel, he's holed up in Brooklyn. Everybody thought the prince or whatever, I can't remember his name, but he's still on Twitter right now, still with these cryptic messages, right? Everybody thought it was Kendrick. But if you really were the originators of the what was it, some medication, it was a weird ass looking shirt, and it was some gloves and some other stuff. If you were the originator of that, you should have said as soon as he dropped Meet the Grams, you should have put out your version. All of the calls that you had recorded with Kendrick being pupperized, all of the correspondence, you should have dropped it that day. So at that point, everybody knew you was lying. Right? When I sat back and thought about it, I was like, gang, why? Why would you let this go weeks and weeks of him? He dropped Not Like Us and all, and you try to drop the Hard Part 6 and say we fed you the information. What information? Because where's the proof that you fed him anything? You know how dumb you gotta be to tell a lie like that with no proof? I'm just gonna be honest. You had zero proof. If I fed you information, I got every correspondent email, every text, every phone call is recorded. I got all of it. I'm releasing now. I'm gonna give it to goofy ass academics first thing in the morning. Matter of fact, no, we right now, midnight. Set it out there, act. Call the Grand Wizard chat dude that's running the academic TV. Get it up there immediately. That would have meant you out chessmated him. You outplayed him. But you had none of that. So that's how everybody knew he was lying. So now here we are. You talking about, oh, I'm not responding. You just overdid it. No, you got beat badly. You decided that you can't hang, and you don't want no more wreck, right? I'm from DC, and that's what we say. You want some more wreck. You don't want no more wreck. You ain't want no more smoke. So you bowed out gracefully or ungracefully. You told him you wasn't going to respond no more. Remember that? I don't know if you remember all that. Because then you came up with a lawsuit like somehow you got defamed. You don't remember that you said his girlfriend cheated on him. You don't remember that you said his baby wasn't his. You don't remember that you said he was a wife beater. You don't remember none of that, or a girlfriend beater. Domestic violence, right? Remember that Spanish dude from that meme? Domestic violence, right? You don't remember none of that. You got a lawsuit. The lawsuit's gonna crumble. They're gonna drop the lawsuit because it's goofy. You struck first. You dissed him first. Let's just be honest. All he said him like that was, ain't no big three, it's just big me. He didn't disrespect you or your family. You came out first swinging wild and crazy. So the lawsuit will fail. I don't know what these Kendrick guys expecting. These Drake fans are clapping their hands at every little seeming little victory. He get the Kendrick contract. Yeah, good luck getting it. Good luck reading it. You probably never see it. The simple fact of the matter is, you struck first, the lawsuit will get dropped. Because as soon as it goes to court, they're going to bring out the very first evidence is your song disrespecting him and his family. Right? They're going to bring out all the stuff you said on that. I cannot remember that fake Tupac song name. The song with Tupac and Snoop, right? Tailor Made. It just came to me. They're going to bring that up where you told him to say, oh, that's a gift from me. Tell him that he like young girls. I heard it on Joe Budden podcast. That's a gift from me. They're going to bring that up and say, in his own words, he told him to say this. And he never directly called you anything. He just said, I heard you like him young. Go back and listen to it. Okay? So the lawsuit not going to work, but they're making it real good and goody two-shoes. They're making it like they're doing this against the UMG machine. And whoever in their life ever cheered for a corporation, this got to be the first time, but I hope they mop you. Just gonna be honest. So it's been a full year. This has been a wild year, a crazy year, and we've never seen a guy sue for a rap battle. But here we are. We saw a guy that got beaten in a rap battle, and no disrespect to Canadians. I love Canadians, but this is a Canadian guy coming into the American court system trying to sue for a rap battle that he himself jumped in gleefully, right? And now you want to take it to the courts and get compensation. It's weird, gang, and this is where we are a year later. It hasn't changed. Kendrick has done the Super Bowl, right? Kendrick did the Pop Out, right? And Kendrick is on a tour that's damn near sold out. Now they're sitting here bickering about the ticket sales, how many shows. This guy's doing arenas with 49,000 plus average people, and the Drake fans are like, there's some seats in the back that ain't sold. They're trying to, it's so sad and pathetic, gang. We don't even need to respond anymore, right? We don't need to respond anymore. If you're on the side of the culture, then you're on the side of K-Dot. I'm just going to be honest, this may be offensive, but it's kind of weird if you really claim to be in this culture, but you're siding with Drake in this situation. It's kind of weird. This is a hip-hop battle gone awry, and this dude is suing because he lost, and you're going to side with it. It's crazy to me, but that's just me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but what I am going to tell you is to sue over a rap battle is not hip-hop. So 1 year later, here we are. Order has been restored. Drake has been knocked off almost every perch. Drake is a pop star. So yes, he's still going to get his billion streams because he got a lot of pop records out there that's playing in hotels and Chinese restaurants. He got in Targets, right? So yes, he's going to get his streams up. He's never going to not have streams, but that record label going to take a lot of the money. Drake is in a glorified 360 deal, in case you don't know that. That's why he's on these streams with Aiden Ross talking about state gambling, okay? So what we're not going to do is make it like them stream numbers make you hip-hop. It don't. It's a part of it. Yes, you do have to sell some units. You do have to make some money at this to be considered one of the greatest. But no, we're not going to lump you and make it like, okay, you're the best. No. Not when you got in a rap battle, got mopped up bad, and then you sit and went and got your lawyers. No, you're not in this conversation no more, if you ever even were. The only reason, let's be honest, Drake was in the conversation because he sold some records and he made a couple songs that people liked. But he got really higher on hip-hop. He got really higher in the hip-hop circle, let's be honest, off of like not even rapping for half the time. He doesn't even have a 50% rapping rate, but we consider him hip-hop. For years, they were trying to push this man until it just got a little too ridiculous. They were trying to push this man into the top 10 of hip-hop. Believe that or not. I was having serious arguments with people trying to put him in the top 5 all time. And it was hard to argue because he was selling so many records. But we all know that's a machine. But these people these days don't care. They don't care. You go on Twitter right now, they're telling you about how many records he sold today. They're still talking about record sales. They're not naming tracks. They're not naming verses. They're not naming songs. They're not naming features. They're talking about his record sales every single day. So we're dealing with a new fan. They don't care about the music. They don't care about the songs. They just care if it's number one. These motherfuckers, they're streaming all night to make it number one. They don't care about nothing. It just matters if it's number one. Then they'll tell you how they like it. They don't care no more. So that's what we're dealing with. So we got to understand the culture ain't about numbers in the culture. A lot of dudes have infiltrated the culture and made it about that. Or like Jay used to say, slick signs, right? Slick lines about numbers, which I do. I'm still going to blame Jay-Z for this culture we're in. But Jay-Z has done enough to be considered part of the culture, right? But he did insert this numbers thing. It was part of his mystique. It was about money, numbers, bigger things than you, da da da. So he made it cool to insert the numbers talk. If you couldn't do numbers, then you're not on my level. Da da da. It's some street hustler shit like that. I'm better than you. I do more numbers than you. Da da da. I buy out the club. I buy out the bottles. Da da da. But now it's to the point where we gotta reverse this. Kenny has reversed it. Now Kendrick doing all the numbers from last year going forward. He's killing the numbers. Drake numbers are old numbers, not the new stuff, gang. He dropped 18 songs before he even got that damn No Kid to do anything. He dropped 18 songs, then he dropped that album. There's some sexy songs for you, right? Then they had to figure out which song could actually make it. Took them another 4 weeks to figure out No Kid could do it. So then they tried to push No Kid for 4 weeks. And they got this close. Real close. Very close to Billboard. Didn't make it though. Try it again. Because Kendrick was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a video. Yeah. Let me get set. We're gonna go ahead and do a video for Luther. We're gonna push the tour, and then and as a side note, we're gonna kick that little No Kid shit back down to like number 15. Right? Let's go ahead. Let's do what we do. All right. I don't know, man. It's been a year though. It's been a great year for hip hop because I am a hip hop head. I don't know about y'all. A lot of y'all figure that y'all hip hop heads because you push play on a lot of Drake tracks, and a lot of Drake tracks go gold and platinum, so that makes you hip hop head. But I'm gonna tell you, young fella, I'm way more hip hop than that. I've been listening and been a part of this culture. I got other videos down there about hip hop. If you go through my videos, I'm always talking about hip hop. That's what I do on this channel. So let me know what you think, man. I'm out of here. But salute to Kendrick. He still get to kill what he eat, and if he's still talking shit, then let him talk his shit. I got my tickets to the tour. I already heard that he already clowning your boy, and the Drake fans try to make it like it's a bad thing, but we know goddamn well had Drake won this battle, nigga, he be talking about this shit for 10 years. Them verses would have never stopped. He would have been hitting this dude with subs. He would have came out with Kendrick pictures all on him. It would have been sad. We probably would have been like, all right, man, you're doing it to death, gang, but he didn't win. He lost. And here we are. 1 year later, peace out, Premier, take me out with the fader. All right? I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Make sure you head over to CLBMG.com and also head over to black-yeti.com. Black-yeti.com. Put the dash in there. But they got some good stuff over there. They support the show. They are part of the What Show sponsorship. They're part of the Talking Facts. Also, the I'm Just Going to Be Honest shirts are right below in the YouTube, the little box down below. Make sure you check that out. All right? The What Show every Wednesday night. And we will be talking about this. We do it every Wednesday night about 9:15. Right? We on before 9:30. How about that? When we getting all the bottles and this and that together. All right, I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.